Hey everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight, and as everybody in the fucking thread said, I have unfinished business.
This seems like the game of unfinished business. Oh, hello, thief.
Yeah, here's something I didn't know until I started this LP. I thought it was just the end-all thing. You lost money, she took it, and fucked off. Nope.
Oh, well. Oh, she's full.
Yeah.
Well.
She ends up with 8,000 Geo? So you gotta work. I will admit, this was satisfying. And I kinda need all that fucking Geo for what I got planned, especially after, well, we haven't recorded in like 2-3 weeks, and in that time, oh, what the hell is the name of it? Grimm Troupe came out. I gotta do some shit with that.
I saw some video of it, but I avoided it just because I figured there's probably a chance of playing it. Oh. What does she have to say now? Nothing?
She'll say the same thing from here thenceforth. And if you think you want to have a little fun with her, like I tried to do before, nah, you can only take her as far as the door, she won't go farther.
Ah, damn.
Hey guys.
Ooh, about time.
My people.
Bitch better have my money.
Yeah, for
It
what
looks really cool with all of them around, at least.
Yeah, I think it's a neat thing that they added. It's a great little detail that you wouldn't see otherwise. My people. My beautiful people.
This mob is growing stronger by the minute.
Unfortunately, there are a couple that I missed. I was hoping to get like the last few ones, but whoops. Now here's something I didn't even realize I had done. This jerk's here.
Oh yeah, you don't like this guy. Okay, Snape. Snamma.
Do you have my detonators?
Yeah. I can already taste my victory, He-Man.
I did this because, in between like the next Smash Cut and this, I did Arena 2. And it's more or less the same thing, and unfortunately I couldn't do the glitch I wanted to demonstrate because I messed up.
You figured out the tool of fast forward, I see.
Yeah. We also forgot to do another thing with this guy. You could splash him.
It's too bad he didn't splash you back.
I don't think he gives a rat's ass. He just wants to bathe. Now for the end of Tizo's arc. You just break his shield. Bye.
What happened to him?
He lost in the Colosseum, so he's dead.
He just got thrown down the pit.
Mm-hmm. Now, thanks to Colosseum 2, we got the final upgrade material for our sword, so let's get a maximum sword now.
Now the question, if he lost, then who won?
Zote the Mighty.
Oh, I see.
I think it's implied because when I first played this game, Tizo actually got to the arena before Zote. And then afterwards, Tizo was dead and Zote wasn't. So maybe Zote's got something going for him.
So it's holding back on you, I think.
Probably.
Ow, ow, ow.
I was hitting my own blades.
That was my hand, you fuck!
Yeah, take this hammer. Take this hammer, I need you to temper my head.
Into a pure nail, apparently.
Now here's the interesting thing. Once you get the perfect sword, and that looks pretty damn cool, you have a decision to make. And this is very Japanese samurai movie as hell.
Ranjo Stenja.
Now, you can stab him, absolutely, and that'll just end the side quest. But if you don't, there's a small little extension. And I opted not to stab him. I didn't pull for this because I've already done the stabbing and it's very anticlimactic. You just kill him like any other bug. But if you don't kill him and go all the way out here to Nail Master Sheo, I want to say? Oh yeah, I finally got the stank egg. There you go, Boken, I got it.
I thought he was like, if you go all the way to the end, you get a rancid egg, which I never use.
Oh no!
Oh, come on.
At least I'm not dead. But, well, this got strange.
To sta jugando.
All right, well. So if you did kill him, you'd feel like quite the jackass at this point.
Oh yeah, fucking... You'd feel like a heel. The amusing part is that they're making action figures of the 5 famous knights of the White King. I believe Sheo is making the Dung Beetle Knight. I can't quite tell what the Nailsmith is making.
After my forging days, I decided to build a place I'd like to call Toys R Us.
It's also hard to tell, but the canvas on there has been changed to where it shows the Nailsmith being drawn instead of whatever Sheo was doing. By the way, there's one more pose.
Are they dancing? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh.
No, nope, bye. I'm out. See
Near,
ya.
far, wherever.
Now, let's go ahead and kick off the new DLC. I'm not gonna do it until after I beat the final... I'm not gonna do it entirely until after I beat the final boss, because admittedly, it's kinda grindy. But by starting off now, we could get a really cool boon.
So this is one of those DLCs you can do even after you beat the game?
Yep. It doesn't add anything to the main plot, but it does add flavor to the story. It's like taking a burger and then just slapping a melted pile of cheese on it. That's what this DLC is.
Why'd you have to make it sound so delicious?
Because I actually kind of like the boss fights in this DLC.
Now here comes the Phantom Troupe.
Well, that was weird. Let's go home.
You activated the French flame, I guess.
In a way, yeah.
Pero? What about a dog Zote?
Got me.
Where's the old man? Oh, there he is. Are you finally talking to me? Yes!
Too bad I'm so scared, fuck!
Oh, it's you guys again.
Yeah, they're different. They have masks. Unlike, what's-her-face down in the, Queen's Station.
Wee wee, come one, come all.
Behold the masked lady!
Sounds like she's sleeping.
Yeah, kinda. But this is what I was trying to go for. Like, this is what I wanted to activate the DLC for.
She reacts very strongly to your appearance.
Yeah, she likes beauty, and we have beauty. She also eats beauty. Now, you have to be really, really careful when you attempt this DLC. Because if you kick this off, then keep playing the game and not continue it, and then beat the DLC in a very specific way, she pieces out. And if that happens, you cannot 100% the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you learn that one? Did you figure that out on your own?
No, I saw someone griping about it, which is why I didn't do this, thankfully. Look, lady, you took my favorite badge, and I want that shit back right the fuck now.
I robbed you, now pay me for what I robbed from you.
Well, let's see her gift.
Her black gift. Oh, well.
No. No thanks.
It's all yours.
So,
Oh.
she fixes these badges for a very exorbitant price. And now that I have unbreakable strength and max sword, I can kind of fucking destroy everything.
This is a very JoJo episode. Badge is unbreakable.
God damn. But yeah, that's very delightful. One of the main irritating things I didn't like about those badges is that when you're learning the game, it's very easy to die and you can break those super easily, so I'm glad that you can just now fix them.
I guess they assume since you're playing it late game, it'd be really stupid to have something like that that's still so easily breakable.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, I gotta do one more... What's it called? Oh yeah, Champion Ghost Fight, because I'm trying to get all of the spirit points. Because we need to do one last bit of plot with Grandma Moth.
This guy doesn't look tough. Of course, none of these guys have seen outright, like, ridiculously tough. It's a lot of this kind of stuff where they're floating around.
This guy is probably the hardest for me, at least, because in between his shield pattern and these spears, I have a hard time keeping track of everything.
I was about to say, I know you usually have hard times with aerial homing attacks.
Well, that and stuff like sine waves, predictive patterns, I can never keep track of those. It's so weird. Like, one of the hardest times I have in Castlevania is when the Medusa heads appear, because even though they appear in a predictive pattern, I just can't. It's so annoying. Damn it.
I figured you'd have just the same hard time with Death, because Death just spams you with projectiles as well.
Yeah, Death has given me a lot of trouble before. One thing I didn't realize, though, until actually doing this fight, Sharp Shadow is actually really good. Because you could just dash through his shield and still damage him.
I'm at... Ooh.
Yeah, the hard part of this is that he gets 2 shields.
Feels at this point the best thing to do is just dodge all his projectiles, and then when he does this, go for the attack.
Yeah, that's what the fight intends to do, but I don't like to do things the way things are intended.
Impatience will be your downfall.
Yeah. I will say that the easiest part of this fight is the projectiles, because if you just move before they shoot, they can't hit you. But it's just a matter of keeping track of everything that gives me trouble.
I feel like Cuphead would be a nightmare for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's basically the entire game.
Cuphead looks magical, and I know for a fact that I would just lose my damn mind if I tried to play it. And there's the kicker for you. I know someone watching this video told me that the upcharge attack is really good, but there's the downside. It always pushes people away.
I don't know, these ghost guys seem... It's weird to see these characters as main game bosses. Because this screams like a DLC thing.
A little bit. They mainly did this as flavor because they wanted a reason to pad out the soul currency game portion of it. You never have to do this if you want to just beat the game. If you want to 100% it, though, you have to, and it kind of gives a bit more, you know, lore to this world. By this point, I have gotten every single tree and got 24 soul coins, so let's talk to Grandma, see what she thinks.
I don't trust Grandma.
Why don't you trust Grandma? She's really nice.
I mean, she's asking for souls. That's pretty,
I mean, all she wants to do is make sure that they go to the great beyond, but yeah, pay attention to this.
Worm took the form of a king.
Well, bye, Grandma.
Stupid religious light lady caused the destruction of the king's land. I mean, the king's not a good guy either, but...
So I will say, throughout this whole LP, you were half right, Travis. In a way that you were kind of right with the creation god theory of the White King being the creator, but bugs have always existed, but they never had sentience. They were always kind of like a hive mind thing. And they worshipped this deity called the Light, the Radiance. Until one day, the White King decided, yo, I want in on that shit. So he evolved, became, the form we saw in the White Palace. And he gave bugs something that they didn't expect, sentience. They gave them individuality, thought, and the ability to, think for themselves, build, and as a consequence, they started to worship the White King. Now, turns out when you take worshippers from a deity, they don't fucking like that. So with Radiance's following slowly dwindling, it became kind of a non-being, but still stuck around until it became like a virus that propagated in people. It spreaded like a disease until the White King's followers became Radiance's once again by biological methods. And because of that, the White King started researching the Abyss. The only thing that could contain the light is the darkness. Unfortunately, he died before his endeavors could see fruit. And that's why we're here, to finish the White King's... mainly to fulfill our purpose, because our purpose is to stop the Radiance. Where we could do it for the White King, we could do it for our own purposes, we could do it for Hornet, but that's the long and short of this game.
I don't know what that necessarily tells about religion. Because it's just like, oh, you stopped believing in our religion? Well, we'll infect you with a religion disease?
It's kind of fascinating in my opinion, actually, because I like the idea that with the fickle shift in believers, that the spurned god would turn into a vengeful god, and it's kind of like what happened with Egypt with all the plagues, except it's more microbiotic. I just found it really cool, honestly. It's a neat spin on the whole religious mythos of it all.
So, damn this vengeful god, I made this empty vessel of pure darkness, of nothingness, to destroy religion. Bug religion.
Well, it's like, he made this so he could be the religious focus. Fuck that Radiance guy. I'm God. I gave them thought. I'm Odin with language, damn it.
I mean, technically he's not wrong. I mean...
Yeah?
It's just he didn't expect to have competition in such a strong regard of the god they used to worship going, curse.
I like it a lot, honestly. I think it's one of the few times in video games, period, that I thought, like, the pantheon that they have going is actually kind of cool. Because usually it's just, like, a classic example is the Greek gods where they fight amongst each other because of petty squabbles. But for some odd reason, this always felt a lot more interesting to me because it seems like in the Greek mythos, they just kind of stab at each other and then, hey, it squabbles over. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just thought it was a neat spin on this whole fighting god pantheon thing.
I have this weird thought in my head. Follow me here.
Sure.
This might be just a giant metaphor on insects as a whole. Because most insects try to hide in dark places, but there's one insect that is attracted to light, and that's the moth.
That was discussed in the thread, yeah.
So,
Like, bugs seek shelter in darkness because if you see the light, you fucking die.
but then there's the moths that just don't give a shit, and they're all, and that's why also things like bees don't care, because I mean bees could care less if there's light there. We got fucking honey.
Yeah. Was there any other bugs that I'm trying to rack my mind if there's other bugs that I don't think of, but yeah.
I mean, there are generally other bugs, but the one that's famously attracted to light, and that's where you think things like moths to a flame came from.
Exactly. Which it goes into the Dark Souls allegory. Ah! I know.
I didn't want to say anything, but at this point I really want someone to pop up and says, "That's a Dark Souls reference."
Oh man, I need to like see if I could get someone to, make a splash where I could just like shake that in at the end of this.
Just have it just a thing that pops up saying that's a Dark Souls.
But yeah, that was the first of 2 collectathon videos. I'm gonna have appendix videos that's gonna show all of the trees that I did, which is kind of a fucking snore fest, but still, and all of the bugs that I collected, and possibly Coliseum. I don't know. Would you be interested in watching Coliseum 2 and 3, Travis?
As long as the videos aren't ridiculously long, I wouldn't be against it.
I'd have to double check because I think Coliseum 2 is 25 minutes, and I think Coliseum 3 is kind of dumb. But yeah, thinking about that, I think I might have to do Coliseum videos as appendixes as well, because they are long and just combat, and there's not really much to say. But next episode is The Watchers. We're gonna do the final stretch of plot before we unlock the final boss. After that, I think I have a little bit more cleanup. I have to do the worst side quest in the game. I have to get all the mask shards. And I think the vessels. I haven't touched a single soul vessel.
Watch not the Watchers.
Fear not the Watchers.
View not the Watchers. Hollow Knight.
Fear not the LP. Good night.